Hey, how's it going? My name is Chalo, and I am the co-producer of Lil Wayne's Milli. A lot of you guys probably never heard of me, probably never knew I existed or whatever, and that's okay. But I wanted to show you exactly how Milli was made. Honestly, nobody's ever asked the question, well, how was it made? How? Like, what? I'm going to show you exactly how it was made. Also, I wanted to talk about, a number of other things when it came to a Milli. During that time, there was a lot of things that was swirling around, the record when it came to infringements and all this other stuff. And I want to say that a Milli was a part of that, and actually the part of the infringement when it came to a Milli came from my side of the production. And so I want to talk about that and, basically let you guys know exactly what happened with that. Also, I wanted to address that neither producer got paid, the other producer of the record, nor myself, based on there not being any type of rights to the copyright. So again, that came from my side. That came from my side. So also, I want to talk about and share with you guys how that affected me. I went through a huge bout of depression. A lot of shame came along with that throughout the years. But I can also let you guys know that I've been able to overcome and just, get through and learn so much more about life, because at the end of the day, nothing can change your talent. So we want to dive right in, and I want to show you just exactly how a Milli was made. All right, guys, I'm going to show you exactly how a Milli was made. All right, here we go. So I'm going to go and I want to play the original Milli version for you now. It wasn't called a Milli at the time, but here you go. All right, so now I want to show you how exactly I got the exact email that I sent to the other producer that the Milli part, my part of the production. So this is what it was called. It was Humula, but it wasn't. So it wasn't a Milli just yet. So just so you can see that this is me, my account, one of my old emails. Charles said, so that's me. So we're gonna go here. I blocked out the other producer's email and stuff. So let me go ahead and download that. Bam. As you can see, the BPM is 76.1 BPM. We're gonna go here. All right, so this is something else that I wanted to point out. I want you to look at, again, the other producer's information is blocked out, but I wanted you to look at the date, December 21st, 2006, 9:40 p.m. So that's actually when I sent my email over to the other producer that contained the Milli sample. All right? All right. Okay, great. Here we go. So basically, this is the one. Humula cut up 76.1. And this is the actual sample here. Bam. So I wanted to share with you guys. I know my screen look crazy. I know y'all. It's crazy, so forgive me. Let me get my stuff together. Hold on, let me get back to where I need to go. Yeah, okay, great. So That's how my part came into play. So now let me explain. Let me show you a couple of other things, just so you know, when it comes to the validity. Again, you can't make up Gmail stuff. And even though there was a copyright issue with that based on my part, if you go to the copyright office, you can see everybody's here. And you can see that I'm there. Let me go to the next one. Along with, I have a Genius account, and you can see that Milli's right there. Along with, let me go up here and make sure I'm recording. Okay, yeah, okay, cool. Along with, let's see here. If you Google me, Charlo Milli, I'll come right up. And just so you can see, I've been doing this for some time when it comes to the voice and doing my music like this. Here's an example. All right, so I'm gonna go up a little bit there and we'll check that. So I've been doing this for some time. Let me go here to another one. Now let me point this out. You can tell at 2010 here. This is me doing the presentation. Show this. Sorry, y'all. I'm trying to see. So let's do something like that. Let's say, would it go, they go? 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 All right. So then I'll go up here, a little further up, and where it came to be, basically. Let me see here. There we go. See here. 2010, y'all. So I've been doing this for some time, y'all. You know, when it comes down to who I am in this and what, you know, God has allowed me to bring to the table when it comes to a Milli, this is how a Milli was made. And I'll share that really it comes from my background in house music. House music, for me, we used to put the vocals on top of house beats. Well, when I got to Atlanta, I chose the same, you know, route in that because that's, you know, my background, but I put it on top of trap beats. So as you can tell, the first Milli was more of a trap, you know, feel, but you know, the other producer changed the drums. So that's how a Milli, you know, actually happened. So, you know, when it comes on, that's my production. But going to the part of the infringement. So I want to get to that part now. When it comes to how you are in a certain space in your life, that's really what you attract. The infringement happened because I said that the Milli part was my voice. As you can tell, I use my voice all the time, but that's not, nobody got paid. The other producer did not get paid. And I suffered because of that. Very painful. A lot of shame came along with that. A lot of pain. I know you guys are like, well, why didn't you just do it yourself? I didn't. I could have just done it myself. But there were a couple of things that I will say that came with that. As great as the song has become, you know, and how it was really made, I had a feeling, just being very honest, that, somebody, that my sound was very desired. And I can share with you how I found out a Milli came out. I let my cousin, he came down from from Chicago. I let him see a CD, gave it to him, and it had a Milli on it, what we hear now with Wayne on it. After, the other producer and I got together. And when he heard it, he took it to Chicago, played it for one of my other cousins, and my cousin was like, "Man, that's Lil Wayne beat." And he's like, "No, that's Chucky, and the other guy." He was like, "No." So he went to the car and got a CD at the time and brought it in, and it was there. And he called me and said, "Chucky, this is a Lil Wayne beat." And I'm like, "No." And he was like, "Man, go on the internet right now." And I went on the internet, and a Milli was everywhere. That's how I found out a Milli came out. So, I was put in a position, even though I created, that position for myself prior to, but it was something that I just had an inkling that at some point somebody was going to try to take it from me, and I put my stuff out there, in a way that I shouldn't have, as far as, not taking care of my business. But I also felt, honestly, that even at that point where, shoot, if Robert had said, because I didn't even know where it came from. I had no idea. I didn't know. I mean, I knew. Well, let me tell you where it came from. It came from the Vampire remix of I Lost My Wallet in El Segundo by the Tribe Called Quest. I had never heard of that. But I knew, of course, I Lost My Wallet in El Segundo, but not the Vampire remix. And I had gotten a number of samples from a buddy of mine named Carlos, worked in my studio, and he knew I used my voice and a lot of other vocal samples and stuff, and he gave me a ton of them. And that was one of them, except it went, and so I manipulated it and made it what, as you just heard, is a Milli. Now, as we know it. So I didn't know where it came from. So when people was asking me what stuff came from, I was like, shit, it was my voice. I mean, and I can say this, I wasn't in a good place, honestly, because, even my home life, at that time as a person, I was going through some very challenging times. And I didn't make a lot of good decisions. Even, though I felt somebody was, on my stuff like that, because had I said this wasn't me and I just gave the sample, even though I didn't know where it came from, I would have been completely erased. Flat out, you know what I mean? So, and bypassed. So for me, those painful, if I didn't have that marker in place, I wouldn't have been able to show you the other things that, I've been able to show you as far as my contribution or what, to the production of the record. And none of you guys would have probably ever known this, but, I say that, I wanted to also speak about the depression part, of that. And again, a lot of people didn't, I didn't get paid and the other person didn't get paid. Period. I want to make sure that I'm clear on that. But again, I also knew somebody that I put it like that my sound was very desired. And a lot of records came out with my sound. So I'll leave it right there. But, as it pertains to a Milli, that, I'm glad that it changed the world, but it cost me. I was in a 10-year depression, y'all, straight up. 10 years, flat out, no BS, straight up. I did an interview a while back, but I talked about how, I ended up being an alcoholic during that time. I did. Once my wife at the time, who is still, one of my dearest friends, and one of my queens. And when I say that, she is a queen because she's my son's mother, but she found me drunk. Depression. I mean, a lot came with this, to the point we got divorced, and so, but I'll say that, coming through all of that and overcoming the challenges, overcoming, the things that we have to face in life, truth is always going to come out. And you have to speak your truth, whatever that truth is. And for me, I know that this is what my contribution, has been to hip hop. And I'm grateful for that. Though it came out of a huge cost, but that it is what it is. And so, I wanted to talk about exactly how a Milli was made. I wanted to talk about, the copyright infringement. I wanted to talk about neither producer getting paid, because I know all of these things are circulated, especially again during that time. So this is what has cleared up the air, and I wanted to share this with you guys. I thank God that, for overcoming. I thank God for, and I'm going to say this to you. Don't live in shame. Do not live in shame. Don't live in shame of who you are. Somebody will try to, or people or whatever, even yourself. You remember, you ain't know that you all right because you made mistakes. I mean, if you live in that place, knowing that what you are and what you do is great, you'll forever shortchange your family, yourself, and anything that you aspire to do or that God has created or purposed you to do. Yeah, a lot of people, Moses, a lot of folks messed up, and but they still had their purpose. So that's how Milli was made. This is Charles A. Hester, aka Chalo. It's been a while, and I appreciate you for hanging in there. Look, I look forward to talking to you guys real soon. But this is hip hop. Happy 50th.